The Festival of Lights is a celebration engaged in by Sikh and Hindu people all around the world. The word Diwali literally means row of lights and originated from a Sanskrit word Deepawali. It occurs every year in October or November as it uses the lunisolar calendar, which is based on the sun and moon. People celebrate Diwali using many common elements, including lights, food, prayer, and traditional clothing. Many families place diyas, decorated clay lamps, and traditional fueled by mustard oil along the ledges of their homes, whereas others also use electric lights.
While celebrating Diwali, many unique sweets and snacks are made or bought at local shops. These sweets are often made with delicious fruits, extracts, seeds, and more. Popular ingredients include coconut, rose water, nuts, and dates, to name a few.
Hanukkah. The book of Maccabees tells the story of Hanukkah. The miracle of Hanukkah is that the oil from the lamp lasted for 8 days, which was enough time for them to make more oil. This is why Hanukkah is celebrated for 8 days.
Every year in November or December, depending on when Hanukkah falls in the lunar calendar, Jews all over the world gather to celebrate the Festival of Light. They light a special menorah called a Hanukkah, which has 9 branches. When putting candles in the Hanukkah, they are placed on the right side, then the newest candle is lit first. This means that the candles are lit from left to right.
Jews eat potato pancakes and jelly donuts, which are fried in oil to commemorate the miracle. They also play a fedora, which is a spinning top. Traditionally, the children are given Hanukkah gelt money to play the game. Many families give chocolate gelt to play the game, and in recent decades, giving presents was added to the holiday. Some children receive 8 little presents, one for each day.
Kwanzaa is a celebration of African American culture. Kwanzaa comes from a Swahili phrase, Matunda ya Kwanzaa, meaning first fruits of the harvest. The holiday is spelled with an additional A, so there would be a symbolic 7 letters keeping with the traditional 7 days of celebration.
Families decor their homes with objects of arts, colorful Afghans clothes with fresh fruit. Then you greet someone during Kwanzaa, you say joyous Kwanzaa.
Christmas is celebrated by Christians all over the world as the time of birth of Jesus Christ. It is both a religious and a cultural celebration.
Today, many families celebrate Christmas according to their own traditions. Families may not celebrate the religious significance of Christmas by going to church and setting up a nativity scene known as a preach in the house, while others celebrate in similar fashion, and some families do both.
In Victorian times, families would spend time going to church and caroling at neighborhood houses. They would also light Christmas trees with candles and decorate them with handmade ornamental garlands made from popcorn.
Yeah, most people use electric lights and ornaments. Decorate the tree. Christmas is also a big part of modern Christmas. Yeah, most people use electric lights and ornaments. To decorate the tree. Gift giving is also a big part of modern Christmas.
No matter how people celebrate Christmas, it is a time for sharing, giving, and loving, having special foods, and hoping for peace around the ceremony. For indigenous groups such as the Haudenosaunee, people of the Longhouse, who are also known as the Six Nations, Cayuga, Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Mohawk, and Tuscarora, the midwinter ceremony is one of the most significant observances.
The midwinter ceremony begins in late January or early February, depending upon the occurrence of the midwinter new moon and the overhead position of the Pleiades constellation as interpreted by individual nations and longhouses. A longhouse today is a building where sacred ceremonies and culture gather for health. The ceremony lasts for several days and incorporates numerous ceremonies of significance to the physical and spiritual life of people. Traditional clothing is worn and special food is eaten each day.
It is a time for celebrating the battle between the creative and destructive forces in the universe. It is also a time to ask the Creator for life, to pray that everything continues forever.
Lunar New Year. Lunar New Year is a global celebration that occurs yearly in many Asian and non-Asian communities. It's known as the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, and Spring Festival with people of Chinese origins. Christmas.
This coming year is the year of the ox. There are 12 special animals that take turns in a cycle, which are honored for the new year and form the Chinese zodiac. Each animal has its own special characteristic for the people born in that year.
Almost everywhere, the main streets, buildings, parks, and shopping malls are decorated with red, such as red Chinese lanterns, ahead of Spring Festival. Red is believed to be lucky color of...
What?
Almost everywhere, the main streets, buildings, parks, and shopping malls are decorated with red, such as red Chinese lanterns, ahead of the Spring Festival. Red is believed to be a lucky color by Chinese.
Chinese will also decorate their homes or yards with some lucky plants, such as lucky bamboo, tangerine tree, orchid, and money plants, in the hope that they may bring wealth and prosperity in the new year.
In Canada, Chinatown is usually the place to go during the Lunar New Year, where people can watch dragon dances, lion dances, and enjoy flocked songs, and have delicious Chinese food and beverages.
One of the most practiced religions in the world is Islam, which is performed by Muslims. They follow the teachings inscribed in their holy book, the Holy Quran, as well as the suggestions from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as important figure in their religion. Muslims are required to perform 5 prayers throughout the course of the day. Like many other religions, there are festivals celebrated in Islam. Two of the most important ones being Ramadan and Eid.
The holy month of Ramadan is typically 29 or 30 days and occurs once a year. It is based around the lunar cycle and therefore changes by approximately 10 days every year.
The purpose of Ramadan is to practice discipline, enhance devotion, worship, cultivate empathy for the less fortunate. There are 4 main aspects of Ramadan that my family partakes in: fasting, tawbah, nightly prayers, zakat, charity, and receiving the Quran. Eid is a holiday that comes the day after a month-long celebration of Ramadan. In the morning, believers perform a special prayer that takes place in a local mosque, place of worship for Muslims. Later in the day, families gather, decorate their homes, and a special Eid meal is served. Presents are also handed out to the children. Muslims hope to implement the good deeds that they perform during the month of Ramadan and Eid into their everyday lives. This will benefit them physically, mentally, and spiritually.